Well, hello, old dearies. Hey, everyone, wee! I guess we can get started now. Today I wanted to talk about Tig and the whole Tig saga, if you will. Um, where do we begin? He got the dog in 2023. Let's see. Um, there we go. Yep, he got it in. He got it. You hear me? What's going on with my thing here? Yeah, he got it in June, I think, or July in 2023. And then it was, I think, July, he had gotten rid of it. Yeah. Only a month and he had already gotten rid of the dog. And ever since, we've been wondering, what happened to him. And we can take his word for it, but there's so many things that doesn't make sense about Tig. And yeah, we're gonna explore that today. He sold his AZ rent. Well, he said he did. I don't know if he really did or he didn't, but um, yeah, he. I don't. I think it's a real disservice to the dog to get a dog just for views. I just it's not a right thing to do. And he just had that Class C RV. There wasn't enough space to take care of a puppy that was probably going to be a middle, like a medium sized dog, and definitely not good for the cats because those kind of dogs are very are very they like to run around and get into stuff and shoot things and play lots of energy. And I just couldn't see Eric just going taking the dogs for walks. He's such a lazy jerk. That's why he's got cats. The cats can crap in a litter box. He doesn't really have to walk them, and he can take them out. But we all we ever do is see him do it on camera. We don't know if he really does it, like regularly, for the exercise, for the betterment of the animal. And it's just not right. And the fate that we really think happened to Tig, if that's true, it's horrifying, to do that to a. Oh, thank you, RV camper. Let me see if I can do this on the. For some reason, my interface isn't working on my OBS. There's always something, isn't it? Let's see. There you go. Thank you very much. Um, yeah, it's not good for an animal. And he knew this. Just getting a damn animal for views, and then he goes and buys two new cats for basically the same purpose because he knew that he could treat them the same way he does Opie and Tara. It's just not right. Um, but yeah, we're gonna explore this. We're going to figure this out today. This is something that it's just one of the things that gets on my nerves about him. Why people always asking me, why do I go after Eric? Well, this is one of the reasons. So and it's justified. I believe it's justified. It's been 2 years. He says that if Tig is with his family, his new owners, and he's been in Arizona for 6 months working on that bus. You don't tell me he couldn't drive to see the new owners and prove to all of us that he's still alive. I mean, it makes it seem like as if it's a clandestine thing that it was just he quickly hands over the dog, and then we can never see him again. It's for some stupid reason. That's the case. That don't make any sense. Yeah, he wanted to use Tig like Kevin uses his other little dogs, but that don't. It's just not right. I'm we can't. I can't let that go. There's many things that he's done that I just can't let go, and it might be petty, but that's the life of an animal. I think it's a worthy cause. And so let's see. Um, let's explore the timeline. He and I got this slide. Let's see here. He broke his ribs, and let's see. Where's the thing here? Yeah, he broke his ribs last year, like around March, and so what's he do? We all call him out on it. We know that what he was saying didn't make any sense, and then Blind Views, someone had sent Blind Views the video of him riding off on his motorcycle just after breaking his ribs. So we all knew it was just bullshit. So what he has to do is he has to create a distraction from all this crap. So he comes up with a fake GPS tracker in his next video, and we all know that if he actually found a GPS tracker under his RV, he'd be calling the FBI or the NSA or whatever. He wouldn't let this go. You wouldn't even hear the end of this crap. He would have made it like a series of videos where he's contacted law enforcement because he's concerned about his safety. But instead of all that, he just throws it in the trash. Now, does that make any damn sense to you? It's just a damn distraction, and we all know it. He doesn't think much of his audience. So after that, he comes up with he found photos. Someone gave him photos. I think it was Kemper Van Kevin. They saw Tig at a park, and so they had to just send Eric the pictures. Let's see where it's at right here. There we go. These pictures of a dog that's similar to Tig, and even the people on Instagram were saying, well, why does it look like your spine, or it's like it doesn't seem like here's another one. Let's see. Just check the white stripe and the muzzle markings looks different to me. I wonder if Tig remembers he was a boy and this dog looks like a girl. But there's Nomadic Fanatic. He's posting it. He's like, sure, growing up, his new family's taking him for walks in Sholo. So all this time, the new family were in Sholo, supposedly, and he can't just, pop down there for a visit just to prove to everyone, and then we could let this go. Maybe one less thing we have to worry about. But no, he didn't do that. Let's see if I can bring this up here. I got too much stuff. I think I was too prepared, but then again, I don't know where all my crap is. Let's see. This is him saying that Tig is gone now. Well, that's not it. Crap. Let's see.
I have found a new home for Tig. he is going to be happier with a bigger yard, with more people to interact with, not stuck in a constrained space, and Tig will no longer be traveling with us here on the road any longer. In the meantime, however, you may still see Tig on my channel. We may go visit him. I may share some pictures and updates with the new owners of Tig. But this is it's a hard pill to swallow, and I have to think that going into this, I was probably a little selfish, thinking that I can undertake this. And now I've got to a point where I'm being selfless, and I simply want the best for Tig. He deserves the best. He deserves the attention that he needs, and I have done the best thing for him. And also, I don't know. This doesn't feel good. None of this feels good. I'm just gonna let you know though, before you start typing away on your little keyboard there and saying something nasty, don't. Don't do it, guys. Not in this place. This is not where you do it. I have zero tolerance right now. So you're either on my side and Tig's side, or you are flat out against us. Do not be nasty on this channel. I will remove you.
But anyways, he's sitting there talking about how, he can't. It's not having a puppy isn't good isn't working for him. But then we see him like with this fake background, and he's clearly not in his RV. It's a an Instagram photo. If you look at the window, there is a Instagram button. So he just used that picture as the background photo for his green screen. And if you watch the video, you can see like there's weird little where the green screen wasn't working quite well, and and it sounds like he's like in a small room, or he's using a real crappy microphone. It doesn't sound well at all. He's got good equipment, so and he's sketchy. He doesn't know. You know he he just kind of looks like as if he's done something, and now he's created something just so that he can explain it. And then in the next video after this, and I don't think I kept the thumb of it, is that he just left. He went. It doesn't make any sense. And then about I don't know, it was like a year later or a few months later. It was after he broke his ribs. I'm saying like a couple of videos after he broke his ribs, after he found the GPS tracker. He was like at a Home Depot, and he was explaining that he thought that those photos was Tig, even though he presented it as it was Tig.
I have found a new home for Tig. He is going to be happier with a bigger yard, with more people to interact with, not stuck in a constrained space, and Tig will no longer be traveling with us here on the road any longer. In the meantime, however, you may still see Tig on my channel. We may go visit him. I may share some pictures and updates with the new owners of Tig. But this is it's a hard pill to swallow, and I have to think that going into this, I was probably a little selfish, thinking that I can undertake this. And now I've got to a point where I'm being selfless, and I simply want the best for Tig. He deserves the best. He deserves the attention that he needs, and I have done the best thing for him. And also, I don't know. This doesn't feel good. None of this feels good. I'm just gonna let you know though, before you start typing away on your little keyboard there and saying something nasty, don't. Don't do it, guys. Not in this place. This is not where you do it. I have zero tolerance right now. So you're either on my side and Tig's side, or you are flat out against us. Do not be nasty on this channel. I will remove you. I will report you to YouTube. You will lose your ability to comment on this channel, and I will not tolerate any kind of hate on this channel moving forward.
Okay, so he basically just threatening us, you know. You can't say anything, you know, negative on his channel. He actually turned off the comments, but he was just not going to. That's not even the right video. Did I even play the right one? Here, let me play this one.
A couple days ago, I posted on Instagram. A friend sent me some pictures. I was wrong. I thought we had adult pictures of Tig and Sholo as spotting. My friend just thought it looked so much similar, and I thought it did too. I posted to Instagram, and a couple people right away said, "No, that stripe's different, Eric. No, I think it's a female dog, Eric." I'm like, "Oh, oops, I was wrong. The trolls were right. All I do is lie all the time." I don't think it was Tig after all, but he's somewhere up there in Sholo, and I'm sure we'll see him one of these days.
Yeah, it's been 2 years. We have not seen Tig ever, and we probably won't ever find Tig. But yeah, that's not the only thing. There's someone commented on Aja's on her channel, and it's long been deleted. But someone took a screen grab of it, and let's see if I can get this. They're like, Moo Moo and Tig getting sick. Poor Tig dying. And she confirmed it with a sad face. So Tig is gone. Why would anyone write that and then pandemonium posting after that? It doesn't make sense. You know, in any other explanation. I mean, it's the dog was dying. So why? So I mean, maybe, you know, I know like Moo Moo had eaten something and it made her sick. At the same time, Tig died. So maybe he wasn't dying, but he was gone, and someone knew that Tig had died. And Aja's confirming it. Then I forget who it is who posted these. I think it's Orange Belly Express. I'm not 100% sure on it because I've been sitting on this for a while, and I post them every so often. But it has him talking to someone about Tig. This is all I could grab from, like, for leashing. I don't have the same dog as them. He came back tonight, but only after I actually gave up and went back to my RV without him. Because I know I've got years of training, but I don't think he'll be around much longer at this rate. Now, I've seen more of this message. I don't know what happened to it. But basically what it is that he was frustrated with Tig, and the dog was getting out, and the dog wouldn't come back when he tried to get him back. These kind of dogs are kind of strong-willed. They don't want to mind. They're still young, and then it takes them a little time to mature, to be a little obedient. But Eric didn't have that time. He only had him for a month. And so he just lets the dog out, and you said it. You seen it. What he said. He said that he went after him, but then he gave up, and then the dog came back. And all I'm saying is that he let the dog out, and then the dog didn't come back, and that's what happened with Tig. This is what I'm saying. This is what makes the most sense. And maybe if someone on Aja's channel is saying that Tig died and she's confirming it, then maybe Eric did find Tig, but there wasn't. He was already dead. But his people knows what really happened. His close friends and his sub, his the people that was working on his land. What they called the happy family or I forget what they're called. But they know. Aj's people knew. He makes over 9K a month on YouTube. Yeah, yeah, he does. Probably got Miller timed and tossed it like decorations on his pizza. But yeah, that's only thing I can think of, with Tig is that he let the dog out, and the dog got killed, and I think even Caravan Carolyn probably said something similar to that. And you think he died of Jason Buckawing? You say you think he died of the of parvo? I mean, it's possible. I mean that I mean, it's not a I don't know what's worse than getting torn up by coyotes, or dying from parvo. With Eric, you never can tell. Was he too lazy to have the dog get his shots, or what? Dogs eat mouse poison out in the desert. Sober, one of Kevin's dogs, and probably Tig too. And I mean, those are all good theories. We just don't know. All we have are these comments and the messages that he sent, and I'm just trying to extrapolate, between those things that I've showed you. What makes sense. Yeah, that was a cute little dog. And what he got, he didn't deserve. All because he wanted Eric wanted views. He can he can make 9,000 a month, but after taxes it's only $4,500 a month. But we know he's not paying taxes, and it's only a matter of time before Uncle Sam comes for his money. It's, yeah, I mean it's well, no, Eric, he's been doing this for like 10 years. I think the IRS would have gotten him if he hadn't been paying his taxes. But I also think that some of this money is being saved, and he's using it for something. We all think that he's eating and drinking his money. Well, I can't see anyone spending that much money a month. I think some of that money is going into savings. And like I said before, not all this is just it's not real. None of his the drama that happens to him is real, and he definitely can afford to to buy himself a brand new bus. He could buy a bus. He could fix the engine. He can do any of these things. The mini splits, he could buy new mini splits. It's nothing. It's nothing for him. It's not just because, it's the only reason why he's successful in YouTube is because he beat everyone else to it. If he didn't do it, someone else would have taken his place. It has nothing to do with him being, like a talented cameraman or knowing how to edit videos or anything like that. All it was he was there first. Because he can afford a new pair of shorts. It's all just a clown show. He does it on purpose. Because he knows that people will complain about it, and I guess that's part of his thing is that he thrives on negativity. It doesn't matter what kind of attention he gets. It doesn't matter to him as long as he gets it. Well, I don't know. I don't think he went to Hawaii or Alaska. Not that he couldn't. I just don't see him doing it. So his shorts hasn't been everywhere yet. I don't. Within the continental United States, those shorts have been everywhere. I'm not exactly sure if that's something to be proud about though. It's a good morning from Belgium. Well, nice to see you. Nice to have you here, RV Patrick. Well, he is in my home state and complaining about no campground room, but that's all been full since the beginning of the summer because it's prime time camping season here in Michigan. Yeah, I don't think it doesn't really matter where he is. He's always going to complain. Doesn't really have anything to do where he's at. He just and then you know what, you might just record when it rains just to do it, just to have something to complain about. Is he ever happy? He needs to stay in the lower 48 so he could be near his two mobile mechanics. And I don't think that Robert or Wayne cares about him anymore. And Billy, I think, he's probably pissing off Billy too. So he's gonna have to find him some new person to take his RVs to. I hope his girlfriend breaks free and tell us everything. I don't know. Angela's kind of she keeps her distance from him because I guess she's afraid that he'll retaliate with his fan base. But I mean, come on, this is just nomadic fanatic here. I mean, well, what is he? I mean, he's not like he's a cult leader or anything. I know he's got this weird, or he did have this weird guy that it's still even on YouTube that was hating on squirrel bait. I forget the name of it, but it was a transsexual um, was threatening squirrel bait, and they didn't do anything to the channel. It's still up. The videos are still up. Threatening squirrel bait. So I guess maybe Angela's fear is justified, but I mean I'm not. I mean it's just like I said, it's just nomadic fanatics audience. What the hell are they gonna do? Oh, like blind views. He said that he lives in a state where you can protect yourself. I can't believe how negatively he was talking about Billy's property, Billy's home state, and the fact that this guy was doing everything forever. You think that he would have showed more appreciation? No, he don't care about people. He just uses them. I'd like to see him have to get a real job. Yeah, we all would. I think he said that he had like 100 jobs under his belt when he lived in Washington, and it's only because he can't hold down one. Very sad how he treats the guy that's been helping him. Yeah, I mean I don't want to rag on Billy too much. It's not really he just seems like a good guy, but it's funny. He does kind of look like Woody from Toy Story. Do you have a mole in Tater's inner circle? No. The Orange Billy Express used to be, part of his inner circle, and then they had a falling out. I'm not 100% sure what it was over, but she kept the messages, and so she's on our side now. It's Aja, maybe. I don't know about Aja, but I would trust her. Well, I would trust Aja over Eric any day. If you say so, architect. Did Tater go to the funeral? I bet Billy has asked him to leave and we don't know it yet. That's it's kind of a tall order considering that bus doesn't really work unless the engine problem is just made up that it's always worked, and he just says that it overheats. How do we know that it doesn't? That it actually overheats. All we have is his word, and we all know how good that is. Is one of my jokes about Aja is that she is looking for the magical land of Equestria so that she can be a pony. I don't know. I was like we got like a gnat problem, and I was spraying some Windex, and I think I might have burned my lungs. Though my voice is a little raspy. Yeah, but Aja, she sounds like when I like sometimes like I'll break into different voices, and then I'll try to do Aja's, but it just kind of sounds like Eric's. Like, my name is Aja, and one day I'm going to find the magical land of Equestria so I can be a pony. Still just sounds like Eric. High pitched. Like most people, that are, that are trans, they have that nasally female voice, but then like they also got their man voice. So talk like this, man. Hey, I'm Asia. I'm Asia. I wonder what happened to the little man she was traveling with and dating. I haven't seen her show in a while, so I don't know what. I thought that the old guy was still with her. It might have been a squirrel bait edit. Who's high pitch? Does Diana berate her? I think that someone, I think it got to her, so she started shaving them. Did Eric really care though? The more Tater fake problems, the more his fans donate. And it's all his channel's about now. Those last videos he's made. I don't know if I can make any videos based on what he's put out. It's not they're so boring. It's like I have to I have to go outside the box to make any content about him these days. He's so damn boring. It was a couple of years ago he was trying to do a podcast or something. And I like to do a podcast. I need some, I'm always trying to collab with peeps, but they don't really want to do it. Because I would love to talk about other stuff other than Eric. I like to talk about pop culture. Eric complained about not finding a campsite when the Upper Peninsula is popular during the summer. No, that's just it's just a video about him not finding a camp spot. I mean, he did find one though. His videos are slurping food and complaining. It's just the barest, bare minimum of content. Like anybody can film themselves eating and drinking. There's plenty of grifters and larpers to discuss. Like I'm just invested in them, I suppose. Like I know there's Sarasota Tim. I don't know the guy, and has he done anything that's worth hating him about? He just seems like a dude that's living coasting off of Social Security. It's not really that much of a scam. Like I would want to. I'd like to live off of Social Security. Don't know whether it's going to still exist by the time I turn 62 though. Like you make a few little some investments, maybe some passive income that you can live off of Social Security. Yeah, I'm gonna make a video on the chicken legs. I just have to buy the chicken and set up the little grill and stuff. Should be funny. I like the Scotch Guard Eric, but I heard that they no longer make Scotch Guard or something. I mean, he'd be real nasty trying to eat greasy chicken legs. Well, I could talk about other stuff, but Eric is basically the main draw of this channel. It is Nomadic Fanatics #1 fan, and my other channel, Ames Academy, only has 100 subs. So if you guys want to subscribe to Ames Academy, it really helped me out on that channel. I would like to get that channel monetized, and then I would be up to able to talk about other stuff other than Eric. He needs an easy bake oven if he decides to stay in that bus. You saw that video today where is that that connection, that plumbing connection came apart. And it looked like a first grader made that crap. Okay, I'll try. Let me see. Might be a second here. Okay, here you go. The toilet situation is insane in the bussy. Man, he just slapped that crap together. And nobody in their right mind would design a bus like that. Oh, thanks a lot, Day Troyer. I appreciate it. If I get 1,000 subs for Ames Academy, and I can get that channel monetized, yeah, that'd be freaking awesome. Then I can get some real work done here. I get tired of talking about Eric. I mean, I like talking about other stuff. Like that Superman movie, that James Gunn. I was complaining about that a couple of videos ago. But I hear that Superman didn't make that much money. It made like $700 million, but they spent $100 million to advertise it, and then they had to pay half to the movie theaters. So in actuality, all they really did was make about like $300 million, nowhere near what they needed to make to justify making a whole new films based on that movie. He needs to toss that piss soaked carpet. Yeah, when that connection failed, and it drenched the bus and I mean the RV in water. I was like, well, I guess he's gonna just stay in the Bigfoot and travel in that, and that makes more sense. But after the plumbing accident, I don't know if he's going to keep it. But it's he could easily buy another RV. I don't think he manages his money well. I think you're giving him too much credit. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he could be gambling it, or like, I mean, how do you spend? I mean, if you save back $4,000 and keep $4,000, I mean, I guess it's possible to spend that much monthly. It's not like they're eating at a $100 restaurant every day. Oh, and I also heard that new Fantastic Four movie didn't make that much money either. I mean, they're going to say it's like the number one movie, whatever, but it doesn't matter. It still didn't make enough to justify making more movies, unless Hollywood likes making movies that lose money. Blossom might be packing him. Now that's content that I don't think I ever want to see. It's very scary. Did Eric leave his truck with the old couple in Mississippi? Yeah, yeah, he had left the bus and the truck and their crap that's under a tent on their property, and then went wherever. I think that's asking for too much. Have you watched the new Happy Gilmore? No, not yet. I wanted to, but it's on my list of things to do. Bus decor is hideous. Now, I don't think he's going to keep the bus. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I just don't think he is. He doesn't act like he's happy with it. And all this time wasting our time saying he wanted a bus, getting the bus, spending several months working on it, making the most boring ass content you could think of, then driving to Mississippi where he continues making boring videos, and then decides that he doesn't want the bus. That would be just you know we should have Eric move near the Colorado River. They sure need the rain. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch Happy Gilmore too when I get a chance. I really love Adam Sandler movies. There's only like a very few that I don't like. The bus will be gone by December. I kind of hope so. I'm tired of that thing. I'm tired of looking at it. It looks like crap. Would be would it be considered abandoned property if left for a certain amount of weeks? The property owner has the right to assume the property. I think I'd just have someone take it off. It's not, if it doesn't belong to Billy, and just have someone take it. Have it taken off your property. Will the bus be gone first, or will it be Diana taking bets? I don't know. I think Diana likes. I think she knows that a good thing, a good situation, like Eric pays for all of her meals, um, and he buys her things, so she doesn't have to worry. I'm pretty sure he's paying for her gas. As long as she has Eric to fund everything, then there's no reason for her to try to leave him. And she was with that one that bum, wherever that guy was, that blonde dude, and that guy didn't have it going on. Eric, that other guy didn't have make $8,000 a month. So I think she knows that Eric is, you know, it's worth being with him. Is it necessarily enough? I don't think there's any love there. I mean, it might be pretend love. I don't think that she really loves him. Is it Diana selling her bus? Apparently, I can't see these two living in the same spot, in the same space together. You know, for the record, hardly anyone has lived with Eric for any extended amount of time for a maximum of 3 months. You've seen that one girlfriend, the Canadian one, she always wanting to go home. You know, and they'd be together, share the RV together for maybe a couple of videos, and then she's gone, and then gone for good. And then Angela, you know, can't determine whether they want to stay together or not, and then he leaves. Then you got that one chick, the one that was in Arizona that stayed with him for like a month. Man, not even a month, barely even a month. Can't stand him. Nobody can stay around with him for very long. I wonder what her Rumble payout is. I don't think it can be anywhere close to what YouTube pays. Now, it's not, you know, like, you know, if Rumble becomes, you know, bigger than YouTube or as big as YouTube, you know, it'd be nice to have a little bit of Rumble stock. Whether or not that happens, you know, it probably won't happen. You know, I think all the opportunities are pretty much gone. I'm curious why Diana chooses to live in a bus when she supposedly inherited the house in CA. And her family lives in the house, and she's probably kind of like Eric, where she can't be with people for very long. She's got to be out on her own. Like a lot of these nomads, I think that's that's how their brain works. You know, they don't like being around people, and being like in a house with a bunch of people full time all the time, that'd be torture for him. Like Eric is a loner. He doesn't like being around other people, and he tolerates Blossom, but for now, you know, she's living in the bus. In her bus, she has her own space, and he has his. Is that, you know, is that love? I don't think it is. It's you know, kind of like a friendship, but that's about it. That chick had glasses that could see into the future. I bet Tater do write off on every purchase. Now, yeah, even the chick from Arizona, she she knew to leave. It was something about Eric that she already figured out that she didn't want to be associated with him. How did she really lose her YouTube account? Well, I think she was like making videos that were too racy, they were too revealing, and then YouTube had banned her one time, and then she came back, but you're not supposed to come back. It's against the YouTube community standards or guidelines or whatever you call them. And once they figured that out, then they just went on ahead and banned her second channel. And there's no sense for her to make a new account if it's going to happen again. So that's why she went to Rumble. Why did Tater lie about falling off the RV roof? Does not make sense. Well, he did it just for drama. And what did he really need the drama though? I'm not 100% sure. But then this is the aftermath of after Tig. There was a period, like after Tig, he lost 1,000 subs, and so he had to he went traveling and did other things, but it pretty much pissed off 1,000 members of his audience. And so the only thing he could think of was to create like he fell off his RV. Maybe he did fall off the RV, but he didn't injure himself as badly as he says he did, because there's video of him riding a motorcycle like a day or two later, and you wouldn't do that if you had broken ribs. And then, like I said, the GPS tracker, which he threw in the trash, when he would have called law enforcement, he would have made a big deal about it. He would have made a video where he was saying that he was worried for his safety. That was just a distraction, because now everyone hates him even more for lying to them. Because you don't use crutches with broken ribs. And see, he doesn't think much of his audience, because and then he was like pointing with his crutches at the top of his RV, and if you got broken ribs, you can't do that. Yeah, he complained about getting in and out of bed, but then rode his bike and then defended the decision to ride in the video. Yeah, anyone that lies and then has to defend themselves in the next videos, they're lying. I am constantly impressed by the amount of clothing Diana has on her bus. Most everything in her bus looks like something picked off the street. She's got the OnlyFans money. I really do think that she's extorting people to pay her to keep her clothes on. Are you ever going to do the CR Boger video? Well, I keep saying I am, but I want to do it right. I want to do it at verbatim, and still be funny, even though it might be pretty funny. I wish I could get a white hat. I think what I'm going to have to do, I got 2 black hats. I might spray paint it white, so just to kind of make him look a little younger. Maybe update his mustache. I'm not going to buy another shirt, though. I got this blue button-up shirt for him. I could probably use that and try to shoot it. I could probably do it this month, Well, hello, Vicinator. It's been a while. That poor pupper. Well, I think that's going to do it for this edition of our live stream. I'll see you guys next week. Toodles.
Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Nick.